Alephium Aware. Alephium Aware.
This is Alephium Aware. This is the very first episode. Thanks for joining us. And I am Pepper, your host. I am Head of Marketing and Growth at Alephium. If you don't know Alephium yet, don't worry, because I'm going to introduce it to you gently over this video series. What is this series? It's here to replace Alephium Assemble, which is over. This one is looking more out at the wider crypto market and also the macro world. So each episode, every 2 weeks, I'm going to look at crypto market, the biggest story, and I'm going to look at something bigger going on in the world, and I'm going to tie it back into Alephium because Alephium has something to say about it. So as you go, you're going to learn about crypto, you're going to learn about the macro news, and you're going to learn about Alephium and why we think we have solutions. That's it. I'm not here to shill the project. I might do it a little bit. I'm not here to build hype or be a snake oil merchant. I'm here to talk about something that I have massive conviction in, and the blockchain layer 1 proof of work scalable sharded blockchain that I work at. So please stick around for the duration of this video. Now, a quick note before we get started. Yes, I am in beautiful Bangkok, in one of the most beautiful parks in the world, Chatuchak Park. I'm very fortunate to live near here. Now, unfortunately, it is the start of rainy season. I see a massive grey cloud over there. I wanted to record this video on Thursday and I couldn't because it flooded. It was raining so incredibly hard, so we got pushed to Sunday. Today is Sunday, looks like it's gonna rain. It's incredibly humid. I can taste rain in the air, but here we are. When I wanted to record this on Thursday, I had my script, my notes, everything prepared, and between Thursday and Sunday, there's been at least 4 more crypto exploits to talk about, so actually being rained off has made for a better episode, I hope. So let's get into it. 2.5 weeks ago, KelpDAO, $292 million gone. Well, this week, again, just since started working on this video, 4 more exploits. We had Aftermath Finance on Sui, we had Sweat Economy on Near, we had Syndicate on Base, and just as I was finalizing my notes yesterday, Wasabi Protocol, well actually I think that was Friday. It's hard to keep up, really, isn't it? Really, what the hell is going on to DeFi? We're meant to be here growing this industry and telling the world how good it is, and yet constant hacks. I think these exploits, all these attacks, kind of show us, that the builders who built this industry were not really prepared for, state-level hacking. Now, I'm not going to accuse Lazarus Group of being part of the North Korean government, but we know that North Korean hackers are behind most of these attacks, and unfortunately, the defenses for EVM chains and proof of stake really weren't designed to handle it. Now, what do we know? We know Aftermath Finance lost over $1.1 million in USDC across 11 transactions, and it was down to a flaw in the builder code that basically let attackers set negative fees and just drain the protocol. Syndicate lost $333,000 through a bridge exploit, and now $333,000 for a bridge exploit is not very much. Obviously, with Ronin and stuff, we've seen hundreds of millions get stolen, but it's still significant because what that means for smaller protocols or chains like us is that nobody is safe. Another one, Sweat Economy. Now, actually sweating profusely here because it's so hot and humid, but I know Sweat because I used to use Sweat and I used Steppen, and I really like these kind of movement protocols that paid you for walking. I thought it was a really interesting concept, but yes, just last week 65% of their token supply drained in 30 seconds, which is ridiculous. And as for Wasabi Protocol, this was down to an admin key compromise exploit between Ethereum and Base that basically let the deployer grant a kind of admin access that allowed them to change the contract, attack the helper, and just drain all the balances, and that really sucks for Wasabi. Now, What are the responses? Now, I didn't go on X this morning because I didn't want to see any more exploits and have to extend this video further. But pretty much a lot of the responses I've seen were not blaming the devs, which is fair, because they never expected, elite hackers to be targeting the tiniest flaws to basically destroy their chains and protocols. Pretty much the consensus is it's bad luck. You're bad luck to get targeted. They have bad luck that they find an exploit, and it's bad luck that it all comes tumbling down, really. How long can we keep saying bad luck, bad luck, bad luck? I think there's more to it. It's a structural issue. It's architectural flaws. Pretty much, in my opinion, these are my words, not the official words of Alephium, but I would say it keeps happening because the foundations of these protocols, what they're built on, just simply were never designed with all of this attack surface in mind. This is a little bit of a shill, but just last week I published an article, a column piece that I'd written, and it was called "Ignore at Your Own Peril, but DeFi Needs Proof of Work Immediately." Now, this wasn't reactive. This wasn't my immediate hot take. This has been built up by me working in Web3, crypto, blockchain, fintech for 8.5 years. I've seen it happen again and again and again and again and again, and I'm absolutely sick of it. I think you're sick of it too. Retail's leaving, developers are leaving, everybody's vibe coding. People are losing the love and faith in this industry, and I think it's a real shame because there are really meaningful use cases here, but they're getting overlooked because partially the crypto casino, partially because there's too many hackers and exploits, and things really need to change. So what is the change that is needed? Well, from my years of being here, I would say it's proof of work, ultra secure infrastructure that can really change the attack surface at a fundamental level. Every time one of these exploits happens, the evidence piles up. I mean, look how people flood to Bitcoin and the security of proof of work whenever there's a massive proof of stake exploit. Proof of work came first, it proved itself, Bitcoin proved itself, and then proof of stake came along later, and it's obviously more vulnerable. EVM is much more vulnerable. It has a totally different attack surface, and that's why Alephium, it's proof of work, but it has the programmability, the smart contracts, the DeFi. These expressive smart contracts allow us to do a lot more at a DeFi level than Bitcoin. That's who we are. We have real DeFi. We're not a fork. We didn't fork from anyone. We're not a copy. We're built from the ground up with unique native technologies, with a super smart team, and yeah, that's my show. That's how we do things. But you could do things like Aave, and I'm not knocking Aave. They're a fantastic company. I went to see Stan talk multiple times, and they've launched this DeFi United to help the fallout of KelpDAO, and I mean, kudos to them. But should you really have to create a reactive kind of task force every time there's an exploit, because they're happening so frequently now? I just think that's unsustainable. I said there's two stories, and the second story is about ETF inflows. About a week ago, we saw the end of a really incredible run for ETF inflows. They pulled in $2.1 billion across 8 straight days, and that's really impressive. At the same time, while that was happening, we also saw Metaplanet invest a lot of money into bonds, specifically to buy more Bitcoin. Now, if you don't know Metaplanet, they're basically Japan's answer to MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor. Institutions are here. They're still investing. They're not dabbling. They're serious. They're serious about doing this. Good or not, that's for you to decide. But they have changed the industry in their own image, and the industry has changed itself to accommodate them. So Web3 really is more like Web 2.5 these days, whether we like it or not. What I see from this, all this inflows and more investment into Bitcoin, is that Bitcoin has proved something that we all knew all along. Proof of work is the most secure base. That's something we all know and accept. You don't see huge proof of work exploits. It's only the lack of DeFi options on proof of work that stops people from engaging with it more deeply. Ultimately, Bitcoin is a store of value. I think the question that nobody's really been asking is, what do you build DeFi on, or where do you build DeFi products and primitives if you actually care about the principles that Bitcoin proved. That's where Alephium comes in, my friends. We've got smart contracts, we've got real DeFi, we are programmable, and we are proof of work secure. Also, the ecosystem's growing, right? We've got PalFi, which is our DEX, CPMM, CLMM DEX, and staking for our native coin ALF coming very soon. Public testnet went really well, and we're very, very close to mainnet. We've already got active DeFi projects. We've got links, it's lending, borrowing, and more. Think of it like Morpho, but built on a proof of work base, ultra secure, really amazing tech. So links_labs for those of you who want to have a look. And we've got Aura Markets. You know, that's a decentralized prediction market platform, also on public testnet, very close to launch. There's even more. I know there's an RWA tokenization project coming to Alephium, also built on a proof of work base. Come on, guys. Alephium surely is worth some of your time to come and have a look, because we're answering the problems with solutions. You're still early. The founders, the devs, the team, they've built this project with generations in mind. This is century-proof programming and detail, and I think that's great. So you're actually super early. It might feel like you're late, but you're not. As all this money flows into Bitcoin ETFs, really the message that you should take from it is that people want serious, secure, and decentralized networks. Right now, Alephium can offer you that. Perhaps it's the only chain that can really offer you this version of what you actually want and can do something with, and we're getting overlooked. So if you love blockchain, you love DeFi, you love crypto and Web3, but you don't quite like the direction that it's been going recently, you might kind of understand how the two stories here converge at the same point. What I'm trying to get at is the market is moving towards the same place that Alephium has been building towards. We are going to converge in a place where the market is very highly doubtful of proof of stake and of EVM chains, and it wants a much more secure base to, you know, put their conviction into and to build on, and that can only benefit proof of work chains. And that's it for episode 1. This is Alephium Aware, brand new series. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope what I said made sense to you and that it all came together in the way that I'd hoped. I'll be back in 2 weeks to deliver another one, trying to find 2 narratives that align and give Alephium a pretty good case and argument. Thank you very much for watching. Again, I'm Pepper from Alephium, alephium.org. That's ALEPHIUM. Of course, you know that because you're probably watching this on X, and you can see our name here somewhere. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.